All right. Welcome to another episode of the Brave Pod.
Hello.
Welcome, Fran. Amor here. Today we're dedicating this episode on the Brave Space as an intensive, as something that you can join a community, and what is in it for you if you would decide to actually invest your time and resources in joining an intensive. We have spent a lot of time designing a process that you can go through with a group of people that is valuable in multiple levels. And that's what we were talking about today. Fran, would you fill us up on why we designed Brave Space the way we did it?
That's such a deep question because we talked about it for so long. So I think if I would want to sum it up in one sentence, it's really to support others in normalizing the discomfort around change. And we do that through intimacy and radical action. And we believe that the combination out of the two is so important because what we've seen in our work, what we've seen with each other in developing this, and with our experiences also before we became coaches, is that the most important conversations that you're having are also the ones that will help you to leap and lean into new moments in your life, new change, new radical action. And so there's a certain level of intimacy and accountability that is sort of like the supercharger for what is supposed to come, what you want to lean into. And so we want to combine the two. We want to, on the one hand, be an enabler of true intimacy, true and real conversations, radical honesty in that sense too, like truly leaning into what are my personal desires, why am I here, what is it that I'm not doing, what are the thoughts that are prohibiting my actions, and then once we crystallize that, once we almost materialize it through also some of the embodiment work that we want to do, then lean into sort of like what are the action points to get there. And I think the community will become that accountability system that feels natural and not like something that you artificially put into your life to make sure things are getting done. But it's sort of like this like beautiful moment of just mutual creation and coming together.
If I can add to that, I think a lot of people that I help, and I myself also can experience change as a very hard thing at times. And then if it is a change that is coming my way, I might be resisting it, or it is change that I have in mind for myself, I might be struggling with it internally. And just having a group of people who are dedicated to change and checking in on each other and seeing how it's going. And it's not always pretty, sometimes you show up sweaty, muddy, and you're scruffed up, and realizing that you are not the only one who is rolling with the punches, and actually you're getting inspired by your fellow participants, is such a powerful aspect that during the intensive that we go through, people from all walks of life in different life phases, facing completely different challenges for themselves, share one thing. And that thing is that they decided to be brave from now on. The moment that you feel the fear permeating in your body, you're like either reaching for your phone or walking outside, or like you're like, I can't deal with this, I'm gonna escape. Or I myself, prime example, my fist clench, my jaw clenches, I stiffen up, I'm ready for battle. Also not the best way to deal with everything.
No.
All these reactions towards stress, or things that we might have been carrying together for so long, we recognize those moments, and in those moments are the prime examples that a deep breath remembering, oh yeah, what did I practice with these people about bravery? Okay, this is that moment. And knowing that you can always come back to a group of people and be like, hey, I recognize the moment. I was there full spot on, but I couldn't do it yet, but I'm going to do it next time. These kind of things are so valuable because in life, everything we are good at, we practiced. And this is
Yeah.
another example of practicing. And I put on my little logo.
I just wanted to say it. This is perfect. Yeah, you're embodying it today. Yeah.
You know, people feel lonely in change, in hardship, in pain. It is very
Mhm.
natural to look outside and see people smiling, and you think, "Ah, I'm the only one that is going through hardship." But actually connecting with a bunch of people in hardship and realizing how fortunate we are to have found each other, and that we feed each other, we inspire each other, we give each other strength. I wish this thing that we're creating existed a long time ago. I've been nibbling inspiration and a social structure that inspires bravery, but it's not a consistent thing. And sometimes you really have to dig deep by yourself. You might turn bitter, you might turn dark, and I'm really excited about creating a place where all these moments are celebrated. It's
100%. It's so beautiful because I see so much opportunity also to have new, uh, like a new form of friendships evolve, right? Like I see it from some of the friendship that I have, or also my husband, my siblings. Like there's so much that, like, so many of those friendships that you've been having for, like, because you know each other for so long, right? And there's a sort of like a natural intimacy, like there's a lot of like unspoken words, and yet we all understand each other, and yet there is something that we're not discussing with each other, right? There's something that always is not being put on the table, and it's hard to put a finger on it necessarily of what it is, right? Like sometimes it's just us being, like, us not showing up in the way we want to, and a lot of like older friendships represent that. They also represent an older part of ourselves, right, that wasn't ready for all of this, right? And there's no shame in that, there's no guilt in that, there's nothing bad in that. It just is, right? But what I think is beautiful about Brave Space is really like how this is an opportunity to develop sort of like a new kind of friendships, like the ones where you like show up and be super real and have fun with each other, right? And I think I mean, this is kind of like how I think about us too, right? Like the way we have been leaning into the process. Like it's been super personal, and it was a really beautiful way to sort of like lean into each other. So I think yeah, so much good stuff ahead.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I think what you said about the shame and the guilt, this is exactly where the work gets interesting. Like these are such heavy and almost suffocating constructs that hold us back, that tell us we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, we're not fast,
Hmm.
we're whatever not enough, so we got to stick to the lane. But there's this deep desire that's why you're listening to this, if you are, is because to face those demons or dragons, whatever it is, it requires courage. And um, finding that courage and growing it, like sparking it,
Mm.
making that flame bigger and bigger, is so much easier with first of all, Fran on your side doing a lot of beautiful embodiment work. I'll help you a lot with lighting the match and burning the place down, starting all over again. But
Yeah.
not to forget the beautiful people who also show up, and actually everybody's carrying as many years as they've been walking around on this world of experience of dealing with difficult situations, and something that you might be still challenged with, somebody else might have resolved, and that can be your solution in the flick of a switch. So I think what I have learned from all my group experiences so far is a lot of times something that I have experienced, but I've buried it deep down in my basement. Somebody
Mhm.
goes up and pours it out, and I'm like, oh damn, that's a chapter of mine. I still got
Yeah.
something there, and it's liberating how we can set each other free. I really appreciate
Oh my God, I love that you just said that. Like, it brings me back to my favorite and somewhat recent sort of like tiny enlightenment, which is how commitment can be such a liberation for us, right? Committing to a new chapter in life, committing to a new set of people that like hold you accountable in the most truthful, authentic way, because you're trying to reveal the best of you. Commitment really is liberating, and and that sets us free, I think. And so if there are people around you that like liberate you in the way you can show up for yourself and others, I mean, it's not only the sense of belonging and the sense of safety that you're feeling, but also a deep sense of purpose, right? Of like why you're doing this, because there's so many good people around you. Like showing up the same way. So
I think
yeah.
that's the only thing I can add to that is everybody who is involved in Brave Space, whether it's us, whether it's you, whether it's participants, everybody's intention is pure. Intention is about it's about evolving. It's about what was it? The at the edge of your capabilities, that space. And how can we grow that edge a bit and a bit and a bit?
Yeah.
So all the maybe profound, maybe difficult things that you will experience in this community, because it's as nice and comforting and beautiful it is the place where you get the biggest reality checks, and also give them to other people, because we are there to be brave. Okay, so the sugarcoating is only necessary if you need it, but otherwise we know we're tough. We've been through the ringer. So knowing that people's intention is good creates such a embracing experience that you're like, hey, all these people, I'm here to grow, and I know that sometimes that's uncomfortable, and that's okay, because they're experiencing the pain.
Yeah, normalizing the discomfort, right? We're back at it.
Definitely.
Yeah. And it's so easy to like normalize things if you feel safe about where you're at and where, who's surrounding you, and that you can show up and just be that, whatever you're feeling right now. So
beautiful. We've got anything left for people to share today?
No, I think we'll keep everyone updated on when this is going live. And just I think we're about there. Just a few more tweaks, and then we're ready to go. And they're going to be able to sign up on our website, right? bravespace.community.
Beautiful.
And yeah, we're super excited. I'm super excited.
Same here. Yeah, only thing that remains is our last drops of bravery to kick this in the stratosphere. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, our bravery is about to be unleashed.
Thanks for tuning in. See you all on the next pod.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.